Okay guys, here we are again for another GBLAN tournament game, and this is going to be Prime versus Randywags, a Group 7 matchup. And I definitely have to thank Trojan rather, for letting me call these games. It's a great opportunity, I really appreciate it. And I have to apologize because I've been saying the wrong thing. I've been saying GLAN this entire time, but it's really GBLAN, and that stands for Green Bay Local Area Network. So I do have to apologize for that. I've called like 5 games and said it wrong every time. And so it looks like in this game, the recording actually started well into the first quarter. So it looks like Prime is faced with a 4th and 6 in a Jets versus Dallas matchup. And as you can see, Prime with a very straightforward, stereotypical 2-back, offset eye type offense. Very popular with the Jets. So we'll see how Randywags defends it. He did a great job defending it in the other games I called today. So let's get this game underway from 3 minutes and 41 seconds of the first quarter. So Prime deciding to go for it from his own 20 on 4th and 6. I don't know why he chose Noonan, but it's a good timed JJ attempt, but it gets blocked. So here we go with Randywags with his stereotypical split back formation playbook with a standard kind of run shoot passing game. Now see, this playbook should definitely not work versus the Jets, and that's why right there. Because Bird can split that gap, and so could Clifton, or Bird could tap that nose tackle and 2-on-1 you, and Emmett's not really fast enough to kind of get away from that. And so this right now is going to be a long day for Dallas if he wants to run one very much. So he goes for the field goal. Prime did an excellent job of wrapping around and still getting in the face of Willis, but he makes it a 3-0 game. And so let's talk about some advantages again with the Jets. The odds of an interception are high. It's Troy Aikman with 44 PC versus McMillan at 63 PC, or INT rather. And there is no defensive back on the Dallas Cowboys that should be able to auto pick O'Brien, but they're fast enough to cause problems and they can knock down some of the passes. So cross field play, trying to get it to Boyer down there, it looks like. And Hendricks is there to break it up. So we got a pass 4 coming. So he gets that check down again, but just notice that this game opposed to last game, Randywags has taken a linebacker and he's calling pass, and then he's sticking with the short guys, and he's making it a more difficult scenario. He gets a little bit too far ahead of himself on that one, but still better. And just for future reference, Norton is not the guy to use. Lockhart's the guy to use, and he is the LB2. So he's the faster, better guy to try to use in this situation. Terrible throw by O'Brien. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. And just try to remember that it's not going to be so easy for Dallas to intercept O'Brien, but they should be able to knock plenty of the passes down. So that's a time JJ attempt. The angle at which that Prime and O'Brien, with him running down the bottom of the screen, throwing it crossfield, that's difficult. O'Brien is kind of a tricky scenario because he's good enough to not get intercepted, but he's also has a weird PC slash PS combination that nobody else in the game has, and so he's kind of tricky. He can kind of be difficult to use, and he can have like big miss throws like we saw on some of those other plays. But Prime utilizing pass 2 there, hits the open guy, big completion. And so the very obvious thing that's relevant with Prime this game and the previous game that I called of his is that he just takes what you give him, and he's really, really patient, and it pays off. Pays off with solid drives, and it pays off with low turnover margin. He is just calling past two quite a bit. So there's another example of how O'Brien can just be all over the place. That was supposed to be a time JJ route to the top, and he throws it to the middle of the field. Prime's going to take his time, throws it up to the top into double coverage, and it's 4th and 20, and he's going to try to tie the game with a field goal here. Great kick. I always have a terrible time with Pat Leedy because he's like so slow, but Prime made that look very easy. So just try to keep in mind when I'm talking about Prime on offense, O'Brien is 56 PS and he's 50 PC, and he's the only guy I think in the game with that combination. And so there's nobody like O'Brien in the game. He's just like a whole nother ball of wax to try to like learn how to play with, and that 50 PC or that 56 PS along with 50 PC is confusing sometimes. And Randywags breaks off a beautiful run three, cuts to the inside of the field, then takes it up to the top for like a 50-60 yard gain. And we're gonna see a nice little check down there on a called pass 3, and great drive getting put together by Randywags right now. Another run 3. Prime content with using Bird and Randywags. Really good moves. These players are both very similar in the way that they run. They're both really good runners. And here Randywags patented run 2 action, but again, like I said before the game, those two plays specifically against the Jets are going to be very difficult because Bird can popcorn that center most of the time, or the nose tackle most of the time, and have a 2-on-1, as he's going to do right there. And the drone comes back and frees Emmett for that run. But Prime was a victim that time. Sometimes if you popcorn a guy, you can popcorn a guy into a lead blocker, and that's kind of like what it looked like. It was almost like a 2-on-1. That blocker took out kind of like 2 guys. The lead blocker for Emmett took out 2 guys on that play. He took the nose tackle that Prime bumped, and he took out Prime. So interesting little scenario there. It's a 10-3 game. Prime will have very limited time. If he gets time and he throws this ball long, he should only have 1 play. Prime buying time. Looks like he's just gonna live to see another play here. So pass 2, and he's gonna have to probably try to go deep down here to Moore. Had a lot of pressure. Moore catches it, and Prime is gonna take this to the house to tie the game. So difficult decision to rush him there, and it doesn't pay off. Ken O'Brien throws the long completion for the touchdown, and Prime is right back in this game. I think that in what I would say in a situation like that is the only time that I really feel comfortable running or rushing a guy like that is if I know that their quarterback is not very good. So, like, if that was Elway, maybe I would rush him. If that was, like, Tolliver or Brister, maybe I would rush him. But again, you know, like, if their quarterback typically has a PC advantage over your secondary, it probably isn't a good idea. It's probably better just go back there and hope that you can, you know, he throws it short and you can grab him up. So a run 2, great run there. Picks up a big gain, and then he's just going to run it with Aikman. And again, this is another example of Randywags just being very impressive as a new player, running and decision making. That was a great little dump off. If that's McMillan, this is a scarier situation, but this run too, man. There we go. Prime is calling it now. So sometimes for sure, I definitely get to the point in games where I'm frustrated and I just say, hey, you know what, man? You're not gonna run this play anymore. I'm not gonna get beat by it for a while at least. Great coverage by Prime to circle back with Bird and to kind of cause that incompletion there. Otherwise, a really good drive by Randywags so far. Hitting some snags now, but we'll see if he can get the first down. He's not able to. It's 4th and 7, but he does the smart thing. He's going to kick this field goal. And I think he missed it. But let's see. Yeah. You got to be inside the hash, or else you're going to miss that one every time. Coming from a terrible field goal kicker. It's a pretty good decision to go to take that one-on-one. You know, a 50 throw into a 69 down there is tough sometimes. And I apologize. That was Tune is the 69. So that was a 50. He threw it to Moore that time. So then he comes up with a pretty good run to convert there to get the first down and take the ball into the red zone. So Prime has called a ton of pass two, and man, O'Brien is just Prime is late. He's late on that break, and I don't understand the angle either. But typically for that time, JJ, you gotta be in line, or else it's just gonna be all cattywampus like that was. But so 3rd and 5. Could it be pass two again? Why not? He's just late and his angle's strange. So that will cause a 4th and 5. I'll have to oh, field goal blocked by Norton. Strange. He must be in good condition because he's typically too slow to get there. It didn't seem like Prime took a long time, but like I said, Lethe, he can be kind of crazy and weird. So Randywags taking over off the blocked field goal. As time is winding down. That was a good run by Aikman for 9 yards. Calling a lot of run. Hits the check down to Highsmith. Now see, that's something that I don't understand. So, you know, and no disrespect intended, but Prime is calling a lot of run right now. If you're calling a lot of run, you don't want to be Bird. Go be McMillan. At least in that way you can kind of somewhat stop pass. So called pass 2 there. That will take it to 2nd and 20. Called run 3. Called pass 2. McMillan there. It's a fortunate non-interception. That's intercepted definitely sometimes. So Randywags is going to punt this away at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Great punt. Let's see if Baxter can manages a decent return. And so the Jets take over. In a good time position too. We'll see a run 1 with McNeil. Good dive tackle by Randywags. Nice little check down there. Just a tip for Randywags. Next time you're playing this matchup, use Lockhart a little bit more. He's a little bit faster than Norton. Nice dive tackle. Randywags, he does some like high level stuff. I'll have to ask him again, like he's played before or what his deal is, because he has some really good, does some really good things. Another really good check down by Prime to get that first down. Hits his tight end. Again, another great little check down play there. So most likely pass 3 here. Hits more in the middle of the field for another first down, and Prime is in a really good rhythm throwing the ball. Decides to blitz, takes the dive, and he's going to hit Boyer in the end zone on a pass 1 for the touchdown to go up 17-10. And it looks like Randywags is going to have just enough time to maybe put a drive together, but he's going to have a big play at some point in time. I'll bet you that you'll see Prime using McMillan now. Patented Randywags run 2 coming at you. And another decent gain by Emmett. Another run 2. It's amazing to me that with this amount of time left, run 2 is what comes to mind. But it's, hey, it's successful. Oh, if he would have thrown that like early, if he would have thrown that pass to the bottom guy early like a burn route, he would have been in a really good spot. Please don't tell me run 2 with 26 seconds left. My goodness. So unfortunately, with all these pass plays, he decides to kind of give up. He could have taken a good shot to the end zone, thrown it up to Novacek. You never know what can happen, but Prime takes this game 17-10 in a great game. If you look at the numbers here, Randywags does a great job with Emmitt Smith, running at 13 yards per carry pretty much, 10 yards per carry at least. I'm not good at math, guys. Don't judge me. O'Brien, his passing and the checkdowns, Prime just not making mistakes and throwing it where guys aren't, is again the key to this game. So another great game from the Green Bay local area network, GBLAN. I hope that you guys have good luck in the rest of the tournament, Prime and Randywags, and thanks for watching.